Alright guys, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. We're going to go ahead and do a February update on the reef tank and go over a couple things that has been going on with my system here. So what I wanted to go over real quick here, just trying to keep everything chronological from start to finish from the last time I did the update. I did unfortunately lose the Valley shortcake that was over here. Not sure exactly what happened. I'm pretty much thinking some type of bacterial infection. It literally started to strip the day after I did the video here for January. That was a bit heartbreaking there to see it just go. I was able to save a couple of small frags, which I have over here on this side of the tank, and on a couple little pieces of rock there. So hopefully those will survive and thrive and regrow the mini colony back to the way it was. Other than that, as you can tell, I kind of moved some things around since I last did the video. I moved my Duncan coral over to the right hand side. Reason I did that was I had tried to keep my anemone on a particular island on that side of the tank. Unfortunately, he had a different plan and decided to make his way onto the main rock in the back corner here. Wouldn't be a problem if I didn't have all the SPS frags there, but it is a problem. It was a big anemone, big enough for it to do enough damage here to a couple of the frags. So I decided to move him over to the Lagoon, and I'll be sure to do a video on that to show you guys where he's at. I'm pretty much happy that he's over there. The clowns that are there are loving it. They have a new anemone to go and host and play in, and so I said, let me move my Duncan over here since my big female was without any kind of anemone home, and she's been loving on that so far. So just those few changes there with the corals. As you can tell, I moved some other things around. I put my Millie here. This red one I got at the frag swap that I went to recently, along with a couple of other pieces up here. The flower pot coral here was one that I got from Wayne, and this guy I also picked up from the frag swap. I did manage to move my blood splatter Favia over to more of a lit area away from the back of the tank. It's actually starting to get its red. It was starting to get its red back, and a lot of the green tinge was going away. So I decided to move it out into the open so I can get more light and more flow. And that's pretty much it. I moved some of my my A-cans around as I was moving everything in the tank, and I think really at the time that I started moving a lot of stuff was when I had the issue with the reef tank last week, Monday here. So if you guys don't know and you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I did unfortunately lose a lot of my fish due to a mishap with some medication that I had dosed to the tank to take care of a few things that I had going on. Again, I do appreciate everyone reaching out to me through either phone, text, email, or private message. I do want to thank everybody for all of your kind words, and I am in the process of recovering with the fish here. So if you guys see, I have the 2 clownfish. They were not affected by the medication, nor was any of the invertebrates. I have all my snails. I have my harlequin shrimp still in here, my peppermint shrimp still in here. My sea cucumber is still perfectly fine. So it didn't really affect the water quality. And as I've explained to most of the folks that have reached out to me here, I am not 100% sure as to what exactly happened. All I know it was a horrible chain of events that shouldn't have happened. I've used the medication in the past, and this time obviously it was very, very, very different. and I will not be doing that again in the future, so I will avoid having any issues again like that. So if you see one of the new guys here, that is the marble wrasse. The fish with the yellow tail is a bicolor fox face that I have in here. Like I said, I moved some of the A-cans around, and I put my Bower Banky over here, and it's actually fluffed up a little bit more, so I don't think it was too happy being behind the rock. There was one other change that I made this past weekend here, which was actually to grab another ice cap gyre, which has done a phenomenal job at bumping up the flow in the tank. I'm getting to a lot of the dead spots that I was not aware were actual dead spots in the tank, and I'm pretty much happy with what I have going on right now. Again, I'll probably be doing a video on the updates and changes in my schedule for the ice cap at a later date. I have made some changes since I last did my video on it, and now I'm pretty much happy with what I have going on. I'm going to leave it and let it do its thing. A lot of the flow is getting to all the spots in the tank because it's such a open aquascape. All behind the rock is open, underneath the rock is open. These are all just flat ledges that are here, spread out through, so the water is able to make it around the whole rock structure. And that's really what I wanted to go for as far as the water movement in here and circulation throughout the whole system. So another thing that I did end up changing for the system here was I got another another actinic T5 T5 for the tank, and I put that in. So now there's two T5 actinics, true actinics, and that is filling in the UV spectrum, the UV blue, UVA blue, spectrum for my the Hydra 26s that I have over the tank. So that's going to fill in that spot there. It's so far the results that I'm seeing, I like the color rendition that I get in the tank. The corals seem to like it, and hopefully they will be able to grow and color and prosper as much as possible with this new lighting setup. So another change that was made was down here in the sump, and what I got going on down here now is I have this lovely device, which is the Kimura dosing or peristaltic pump that is now feeding the calcium reactor here. So everything with the calcium reactor as far as the setup on it is set, and I'm loving it. It's a great little device. I'll probably be doing a separate video on the calibration and all that stuff on it and how to plug it in. But right now I got it feeding water from the sump, and it's actually pulling water through the reactor. I know a lot of the YouTubers are a lot of the guys here who use these calcium reactors and have this particular dosing pump is pulling water through the reactor, which obviously makes a great deal more sense than actually trying to push water through it, so that way again you're not building pressure. But that's really it for down here. The Chaeto, I did harvest a bit of it recently, and it's now grown back. Ever since the issue that I had with the fish, it's been a mess down here. The skimmer's still trying to keep up with everything that's going on. Obviously there was a large bioload change, and the kids are playing Hello Neighbor right now, so they're gonna be running around. Sandals are over here. But other than that, tank's doing good. I'll take you guys over to the lagoon here in just a second so I can show you what's going on there. Let me see if I can get a good video of everything. Here's the new ice cap on the tank. Side shot of everything. Have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop me a comment down in the video below. Until then, let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me go and take you over to the lagoon, show you what's going on there. So, real quick, here goes the lagoon. And like I said, not much going on here. I did move some sand to fill in for my acanthophilia, to bring up the sand bed on that a bit and help it with its growth process that it's been going through. I did move this rock, which was pretty much the rock that I had the anemone in on the main system, and I was trying to keep it there, but unfortunately it decided it had a different plan. So it moved out, and I placed them back in there again and moved them over to this tank. Like you can see, she is not having it. And they did spawn and lay some eggs recently over on one of the hammer corals. So I placed this piece of ceramic plate in here so to have somewhere to spawn, because unfortunately it got covered by sand and the eggs were lost. Other than that, everything's doing well in here. You can see some bad shots going on right now. Let's take a pan back here a bit. Alright. So that's what's been going on with the lagoon. It's chugging along here. I did put the MP10 back on here. I think I did that in the last video. I showed you guys that. But it's back on here. I still need to get a new dry side for it. It works. It just makes a nice loud humming noise because of the bend in the shaft there a bit. So once I get that, it should be quiet. But other than that, it's a good working pump. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop me a message in the comments. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. But that is it for the February update, and that'll actually cover both tanks here. Like I said, not really much going on. Waiting for this GSP to spread onto the rock. It's gonna cover that piece there, and that flower anem has been sliding over slowly to that rock. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, I'm gonna let this tank do what it's doing, and I'll check you guys on the next one.